Hello, people. Welcome, one and all, to JoJo's Learning Club.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Jojo's Learning Club. So this is the part 3, that is a part C on the test assessment on number and algebra. If you have not watched the part A and B on the test assessment, I would highly recommend you to watch that first and then do the third section. With these three sections, we are covering up 25 questions, various 25 questions based on number and algebra, where I have covered a couple of topics, that is based on fractions, decimals, indices and standard form, then about simultaneous equations, algebras, permutation and combination, and many more. So it would be like a revision for you. Also, if you find difficulty in any of these questions, kindly please check my playlist, where I have discussed or I have done an elaborated video on each of these sections. Okay, so for this section there are 9 questions, that is the last questions from 17 to 25, and you have plus 1.5 minutes, that is in total 11.5 minutes to cover this section. Also, I would be happy to see your scores, if how much score you have scored for your test. Please comment under the video, so it would be a great motivation for me also to make further assessment and also to post further videos on different topics. Okay, so let's directly start with the 17th problem. Okay, how many three-letter words can be formed using first 8 letters of the English alphabet? So we have to find how many three-letter words, that is 3 letters, right? These 3-letter words can be formed from 8 letters if none of the letters can be repeated, if no letters are repeated. So what happens? For the first selection, you have 8 letters, all the 8 letters, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So you can use any of these letters to fill the first position, right? Or you can also start from the back, however you wish. Once you use one alphabet, then there is only left with 7 alphabets, right? And the third position is left only with 6 alphabets. So what you can see, now you have a formula similar to the fundamental principle of counting, that is, if an event occurs in m different ways, following which an event occurs in n different ways, the total number of events is given by m into n. So here let's say it is m and p. So what it is? M into n into p. So what you have to do? You have to just multiply to find the number of letter words, or the three letters. Yeah, so you can alphabets, you can form 3 letters. You have m into 8 into 76, so 56 into 6, that is what, 15 into 6 is 300, 336. So if 3, check whether you have 336 in your answer. Also a quick reminder, while you are doing multiple choice questions, your answers, the mid of the answer, the starting point of the answers, all can be found in the multiple choice problems. So it is just to confuse you. If you suddenly find the answer and then check, oh, you found the answer, then if you have marked up, you may go wrong. So I would highly suggest you to do not see your answer until you have finished your problem. Once you have finished your problem, check for the answer on the options. This is the best method, so you will not be making any mistakes, and you will do your final answer, only then you will check the problem. Okay, so let's check. 336 is there, 615 no, so the option B is your correct answer. So 17, for the 17th problem, B is the correct answer. Now let's do the second problem, that is the problem number 18. So what is the problem number 18 saying? Root x, you have to check in which any of these answers are correct or not. So root x is what? X raised to 1 by 2, right? Square root of x is what? X raised to 1 by 2. Again, y raised to 3 by 2. Then again what? X square into y. Now we can group together terms with like terms, that is x terms together and y terms together. So x raised to 2 plus 1 by 2 is what? 2.5 it is, right? You can write this as x raised to 5 by 2. Again, y raised to 3 by 2 plus 1. That is coefficient of y raised to 1. You can also write it as y raised to, actually it is y raised to 1. So 3 by 2 plus 1 is what? 5 by 2 again. Okay, you may be having a doubt why I'm writing a raised to m into a raised to n is what? A raised to m plus n. If you have any doubts in this formula, please have a look on the video of indices and standard form where I've explained in detail about that. Okay, this is just a test assessment and I'm just solving the answers for each of these problems. That's why I'm not explaining in detail. I hope you should be knowing that. So I'm just finding the answers for all the problems. Okay, so the answer is like x raised to 5 by 2 into y raised to 5 by 2. Again, you can group together and write it as x5 the whole raised to 5 by 2, right? Because a raised to m into a raised to n is same as what? A raised to mn. Oh, sorry. A raised to m into b raised to m is same as ab whole raised to m. So xy the whole raised to 5 by 2. Again, square root you can write it as root of x5 the whole raised to 5. Either this should be there in the option or this should be there in the option. Let's check for it. Okay, you don't have to check anything. The first option is the same. So for the problem number 18, A is the correct option. Okay, that's it. And the next problem, it's again interesting. It is based on binomial expansion. P raised to 4 plus px plus p plus x the whole raised to 4 is equal to p raised to 4 plus 4p cube x plus 6p square x square plus 4p cube x, px cube plus x raised to 4 using Pascal's triangle. So what are the terms? P raised to 4, p raised to 4, again what else it was? P raised to 4 plus 4p cube x. Okay, then what else it is? 6p square x, 6 p square x square plus 4p x cube plus x raised to 4. So this is the expansion for px plus whole raised to 4. Find the third term in px plus the whole raised to 5. Before that, let's mark all these coefficients. What are the coefficients of it? 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So how to find the expansion for the next one? Write this 1 again here. 1 plus 4, 5. 4 plus 6, 10. 6 plus 4, 10. 4 plus 1, 5. Again this back 1. So these are the coefficients of the expansion for p plus x the whole raised to 5. If you have any doubts, please refer the section on binomial series expansion using Pascal's triangle, where I have explained in detail about this and also done some work problems based on it. Okay, so let's take what is the third term. So the coefficient of the third term should be for 100%, it should be 10. If it is not 10, then only the 10 is the correct answer. For let's take p square x cube is there, 10p cube x square is there. So first p plus x the whole raised to 5 it is, right? So it is x raised to 5, x raised to 4p. Here it would be what? X cube p square. Sorry, it is p plus x the whole raised to 5. So p, I have written in the opposite way. That's why I made a mistake. So let's me write it again. P raised to 5, p raised to 4x, p cube x, p cube x square, p square x cube, p x raised to 4 and x raised to 5. So this is the expansion for the first term. As moving from left to right, it decreases, and the second term increases while moving from left to right. So you can see x raised to 0 and here it is p raised to 0. Okay, so which is the third term? 10 with p cube x square. 10p cube x square, not this one. Again I'm coming with white black pen. So not this one, not this one, not this one. Yeah. So the option D is the correct answer for this problem. I hope it's very much clear. Okay, now let's discuss the next problem. A formula for the focal length f of a convex lens is given as 1 by f is equal to 1 by f is equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v. Okay, what else is given? F's value is what? It is 4, okay, right? It is 4. So f's value is 1 by 4 and u is 6. We have to find v. I forgot to write. Find v. I have to find v. V's value is from this option. Okay. So 1 by f is equal to 1 by 4 is equal to 1 by 6 plus 1 by v. So 1 by v is what? 1 by 4 minus 1 by 6. Okay. Let's do it. Take the remainder. 6 minus 4 by 24. This is just by fraction subtraction, and I have taken the denominator same for both the section, and that's why you get like this. So 1 by v is equal to 2 by 24, or you can simply do by cancelling and write it as 1 by v is equal to 1 by 12. So what is the value of v? Take the reciprocal on both sides, you will get value of v as 12. So 12 is the correct option for the problem number 20. So no, no, this is what actually 1 by v. So don't get confused. That's why I said don't look at the option, only find the first your final answer, then only check on the options for your answer. Okay, so C, the option C is the correct answer for the problem number 20. Now let's find the quadratic equation where roots are -2 and +5. I have teached you a easier way to find that. So you may be familiar with this formula, x square minus sx plus p. What is this formula for a quadratic equation? When the roots are given, this s is the sum of the product, sum of roots, and p is the product of roots. So what are the roots which are given here? -2 and -5. So sum is what? -2 plus 5. Right? So what would be the option? 3. And -2 into -5. -2 into 5. That is what? -10. So just substitute for each of this value. X square minus s value is what? 3. So 3 into x plus 10 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation, and the roots -2 and 5 are the roots of this quadratic equation. So let's check for this value. No, no. Sorry, -2 into -5 is what? Minus my x square minus 3x minus 10 it is. Okay, so I have done wrong because -25 is -10. So the first answer, the option A is the correct answer. No, this one satisfied and this one satisfied. So option A is the correct answer for the problem number 21. I hope it's clear. If you want any explanation, please have a look on the videos and playlist of quadratic equations, where I've explained this section in detail and have discussed many work problems based on it. Okay, so that's it. And now let's find the problem number 22. This is a very easy problem. It is based on indices and standard form. 16 raised to -3 by 4 is equal to, okay, let's make it shorter. What is this actually? 16 to, it's a fact. Let's take the factors of it. Then you will understand that 16 is what? 2 raised to 4. 2 raised to 4 whole raised to -3 by 4. You know that a raised to m into a raised to n is what? A raised to mn. So you can multiply this together and write it as 2 raised to -1 by 3. It is same as 1 by 2 raised to 3 or 1 by 8. Either of these should be your final answer. So 8. No, no, no. Option D is the correct answer for the problem number 22. I hope it's clear. Okay. So the next problem, 16 raised to -1 by 4. 16 raised to -1 by 4 is what? 2 raised to 4 into -1 by 4. That is what? 2 raised to -1. Right? Again, -27 raised to. -27 is what? Again, take the factors of it. 3 cube it is, right? So you can write 3 and 3 gets cancelled. And you can write this as 3 raised to -2. What is it? 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3 square. Right? That is what? 1 by 9. I'm not giving the complete explanation on each of these tests because this is a test. I am just explaining the answers for each of these test questions. Actually, these problems you have to try to do it yourself and find the final answer. So if you find any difficulty in doing these problems, I'm saying once again, please have a look on the videos and the playlist section on my channel. Then you will have a better understanding on each of these topics. Okay, so this is the problem. Again, 9 minus 2 by 18. That is what? 7 by 18 is the answer. Okay, this is a proper fraction. So already the option A is already given. So option A is the correct answer for the problem number 23. Okay, now we come to an important question again back on logarithms. If log x to the base 2 is equal to 3, options are A, x equal to A, B, x equal to 3 by 2, C, x equal to 9, D, x equal to 2 by 3. So which is the correct answer for this problem? If the y equal to A raised to x, then x is the logarithm of y to the base A. So you just substitute these formula, then you can get the value of x is 2 raised to 3, which is 8. Right? or else simply you can write this is equal to 2q. Only then this value will be 3. You can find it either of the ways. If the main formula y equal to a raised to x, then taking the logarithm on both sides, what happens? X is equal to logarithm of y to the base of a. From that you can find x is equal to 2 raised to 3 and the value of x is 8. So check for the value. So we found that the option A is the correct answer for the problem number 24. I hope it's very much clear. Now the last and the final section problem on the test assessment on number and algebra. This is based on transposition of formula. Electrical resistance R is equal to L, R equal to rho L by A. Transposing the equation for L gives. Now the equation is given in terms of R as subject. Now we have to make L as subject. So before that, R is equal to rho L by A, right? So just keep L on this side. So what it is? RA is equal to rho L. So L is equal to what? RA by rho. Now this should be L is a subject. Then the formula is RA by rho. RA by rho, no. So the option B is the correct answer for the problem number 25. So that was all about for the test assessment on number and algebra. Please comment on the video that how many problems or how many points did you score for this section. Okay. So that's all for this section, and next section I will be starting with mensuration, where we will be discussing with the length, volume, surface area and so on. Okay, so that's all for today and I wish you guys all have a nice day. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.